Let's talk about Juventus. Let's talk about Bianconetti and Max Allegri. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, I guess we know Ronaldo is definitely staying after all those.
He didn't write that. He did not write that. No way.
And neither did Ancelotti as well. Was very like, well, we haven't spoken. No, we're not talking right now. As I tweet this, we aren't chatting.
That ghostwriter, by the way, for Ronaldo, James Benge. That was pretty poetic stuff that he was writing in that pad. That was not him, no chance.
Oh yeah, no. You kind of know it beats his sort of normal. Here's me advertising some weird abs thing. Post on. I was like, someone said, "Have you seen what Ronaldo's posted on Instagram?" I was like, do I want to? Anyway, I think, yeah, here we go. I mean, the shushing.
Yeah.
I think one of the joys of Cristiano Ronaldo is his ability to take offense about anything. Yeah. I think that's what makes him one of the greatest footballers we've ever seen. The fact that he's got it
as a photo, like nobody's like, it wasn't a full attack. We were just wondering, man. And then he brings out a writer from the Crown to write his post on Instagram. It was ridiculous.
I mean, it was in El Chiringuito, which has really blown up this summer, hasn't it?
I mean, deservedly so.
Did you see what they said afterwards when they were like, oh, everyone just take it, this summer you really need to take a step away from your phones. And I was like, well, no wonder you say that, because everyone's saying you're wrong. Should we talk about Juventus?
Yeah.
I mean, Max Allegri, another top you can kind of, if we go back to why Juventus wanted to move on from him, first to Sarri and then to Pirlo, it was about getting something a bit more progressive out of these players, and it didn't really work. They kind of scraped the title under Sarri and then really fell off the pace, and lucky to be back in the Champions League really under Pirlo. I think we know that Allegri knows these players. He knows how to get them performing. It will start immediately. And in a way, coming back into the club has really enhanced his authority over the situation. Interesting quote earlier in the summer from him, talking about Bonucci and his desire to be Inter Milan, Juventus captain, and sort of pointing out, well, actually, Bonucci, you went to AC Milan for a season, so you're right at the back of the queue to be captain now. Like, if you're not, if you don't have that level of authority, you will not get away with saying that about a star player, one of the best defenders in the world. And I think that really shows that Allegri can do what he wants. He can pretty much set up this team as he wishes, which will obviously be about maximizing Ronaldo's qualities, putting Dybala near him, and then, options upon options in midfield. I'm really excited to see how he lines up. I think Locatelli, though, will be the guy the midfield is built around. Wonderful playmaker. Did a bit of everything fantastically at the Euros. As for Weston McKennie, I loved it last season. I don't think anyone thought it would go like this. He seems to me, and I know this is a sort of pastiche of American players, but really ego-free. A player that does whatever role is required of him, both for the national team and especially for Juventus. So I think he will get his chances just because he is the sort of player that, that someone like Allegri will always have time and space for. Just someone that gets things done, that facilitates those superstars at the top of the pitch. They're my favourites to win the title because, just look at that team. It's amazing.
And I think it goes to your point about Allegri. They needed somebody that was going to go back in there and just put the kids back in order. Somebody that knows the club, old school. I love that Bonucci story because, to your point, he doesn't care who you are. He wants to win with this team and he'll do his thing. This reminds me a little bit of, in The Sopranos when Tony was sick and Sil took over for a little bit and it was an absolute mess with the fam, right? And they needed Tony to come back and sort of put some order. This is it. This is Allegri coming back and really putting everything to place. And Juventus is one that really needs to, especially, obviously, because of the fact that they're not defending champions. They're here to try and make a point and make a run. And also, finally, make a deeper run in the Champions League. Anything else with Juventus you think that's worth mentioning?
I just very briefly on what you were saying there about the parameters have changed for Juventus. And I'm interested to see whether... We know that players don't need extra motivation, especially when they're your Chiellini's, Bonucci's. But does it change things having to win the title again? Footballers are always looking for that thing to take offense to, that thing to give them the extra 1% motivation. And I think with Juventus, there's nothing better, isn't there, than, they stole our crown from us. People think we got sloppy. People think we're past it. We're going to prove them wrong.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, a producer, Des Norris, is always thought that Silvio Cell was always the Pirlo of the Bada Bing. I don't know if he was like as creative as Pirlo, but he was definitely. I don't know. I probably see him more as a Gattuso, maybe, or maybe that. No, that's Paulie. You would think Paulie's Gattuso? Do you think?
So I have watched The Sopranos once, a very long time ago, and I watched it all in a few weeks at university. And so it pretty much all melds into the background. I'm not crazy about The Sopranos.
Oh my God, James Benge. Oh, you're more of a Wire guy, probably, right?
No, not even The Wire either. Mad Men.
What? Okay. All right.
I'm the sort of unbearable person that, everyone goes, oh, The Wire or The Sopranos. And I go, Mad Men. And people go, oh, I hate you.
Well, creatively, there's a lineage there. So that's fine. All right, fine. Then Allegri's Don Draper then, straight up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.